What is going on, everybody? It is S, and welcome back, man. I know it's been a minute since I've been on here, but I am back, and I think it's time for one last collection update for 2023, and that is the PS2 Collection. All right, but let's go ahead and not waste any more time, starting off with The Sims. Look, man, I love The Sims 1 and 2. I mean, I think 1 and 2 are classics in my opinion. I haven't played this game in a long time, but I actually think I'm thinking about revisiting these games, just for nostalgia. Yep. And the best game out of the series, The Sims 2. Gameplay wise, I think the gameplay felt the best in this game, and yeah, this was honestly the last great Sims game that we gotten. Next up is one of my favorite PS2 games of all time, Mercenaries Playground of Destruction. I really hate that Pandemic Studios sort of, they're gone now, because I really enjoy Mercenaries 1 and 2, and I would have killed for a Mercenaries 3. But, it's all right, though. I mean, I haven't played this game in a long time either, but I will love to do a playthrough of this game real soon. The story was solid. Next up is probably my favorite game of all time. Definitely my favorite SpongeBob game of all time. Battle for Bikini Bottom, boy, man. The amount of hours I put into this game is just, it's unreal, man. But I really would love to do a playthrough of this game too. I mean, I think it's amazing how this game is over, 20 years old, and it's still fresh. It's still fun. And it's great. Next up is Ratchet Deadlocked. I picked this one up a couple weeks ago. It was during one of my pickup videos, and I had played a little bit of it, and it's actually pretty fun. It's just something about the Ratchet and Clank formula that the series is known for. I just love it, and I haven't beaten it yet. I definitely want to do a playthrough of this game as well down the line, but yeah, this is a good game so far. I'm enjoying it. Even picked up another Ratchet and Clank game called Ratchet and Clank Size Matters. This one I don't think really holds up well, unlike the other one to me. I think because I'm playing the PS2 version. I had the PSP version when I was little, but nonetheless, I really did have some really great memories with this game. This was like the first Ratchet and Clank game I ever had, and yeah, definitely enjoyed the game a lot more when I was a kid. But these next two games, boy, oh my goodness. Yep, let's start off with Star Wars Battlefront, man. This game is pretty much all of our childhoods. I mean, oh man, if I had to choose, I'd probably choose Battlefront 2 over the first one. But I know I put so many hours into this game, boy. I mean, the EA Battlefront games, recent ones, just haven't really done it for me. I mean, I like Battlefront 2, but I don't know, man. Just something about these old school Star Wars games, the Battlefront series in particular, that I just loved. And I would love to revisit, this game in the future. I mean, I already have lots of Star Wars content on my channel anyway, so it's only right to do so. Love those games. Next up is SpongeBob again. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie game. Now, I would love a remaster to this game personally. I mean, I loved it. I also loved the movie as well, but this game was actually kind of difficult as a kid. I mean, playing it as an adult, it's not as hard, but man, this game was tough. Some parts were tough. Next up is another classic, Destroy All Humans, man. Let me tell you, boy, I put a lot of hours into this game as well, man. The story was wacky, but it was fun. definitely enjoyed this one. And to break the classic game streak I'm on right now is Iron Man, a game that is not a classic at all. I never really was the biggest fan of this game. I loved Iron Man. I love him in the MCU. Loved the movies. The games, well, it's all right. It's not my favorite. However, TMNT. I am a TMNT fan. I love the movies. I haven't seen all of the movies, but I have seen the animated ones. This game was actually pretty solid. This was based on the movie that came out in 2009, which I actually really liked. This game was pretty good though. I think I beat the game once and I just didn't play it ever again. But I am actually curious to see if this game still holds up though. I'm sure it does. Next up is, well, Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. I don't have the cover for this, but this was like the best Hulk game that we've ever gotten. I mean, the movie game was meh, but this was the best one, hands down. All right, second stat. All right. Next up, we have Spider-Man 3. Well, let me start with Spider-Man 2 because this was the best Spider-Man game that we've ever. Well, I go back and forth between this game and, the recent Marvel Spider-Man 2 that came out because that was amazing. But I have a lot of fond memories for this game, man. I mean, before Spider-Man 2 came out, this was the best Spider-Man game. You can ask any Spider-Man fan, they'll tell you. Well, some might say it's Web of Shadows, but to me, I always thought it was this game. I mean, I beat this game so many times, it's not even funny. And then, Spider-Man 3 is kind of, it wasn't really great, but it wasn't really terrible. I've played worse games than this, but it was definitely mid, though. It was definitely mid. Next up is a game that I am currently playing right now. Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves, boy. All I'm going to say is one of the best games ever made. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm doing my playthrough of that game right now, so you should definitely tune in. Next up is Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow. This was the second game in the series, if I'm not mistaken. This is the one that everybody was, I think people were a little divided on. I think, if I remember, this was the right one. But I thought this was a pretty solid game. I mean, the first one was a classic, hands down. Chaos Theory, which was the third one, was excellent. But this one was still pretty good, though. I don't really remember much from this one in particular, but I do remember enjoying it, though. Next up is a game that a lot of you probably forgot about, Ultimate Alliance, boy. I actually did like the Ultimate Alliance series. I wasn't like crazy about it. I definitely preferred the first one over the second one. I think the second one had Ultron, I think, is the villain. I can't remember. But yeah, I definitely enjoy these games though. I think, I don't know what it was about these games. I didn't really love them as much as I guess I wanted to, but I enjoyed this one in particular a lot. Next up is Sly 2. I mean, I just did a playthrough of this game recently, and the game is still fun, man. It still holds up, man. These games are my childhood, and I'm glad I'm revisiting them again. Next up is Chaos Theory Splinter Cell. People say that this is the best one out of the series, and yeah, I guess I kind of can agree. I mean, the story was solid. I think the gameplay was the best in this one. It feels like after this one, though, a lot of the games in the series, the Splinter Cell series, kind of went downhill. But I enjoyed this one a lot, personally. And last, and certainly not least, is Destroy All Humans 2, a game that I have grown to love. Yeah, I didn't really love it as much as the first one. I love the Make War Not Love. Yeah, this game was funny though. I definitely enjoyed the remake though that came out was it last year? I think more. I think they did it. I think they did it better in my opinion. But this was a pretty solid game though. And that is pretty much it for my PS2 collection. I know it's definitely not as big as like my PS4 collection or even the PS3 one, but it's definitely growing, boy. I'm just slowly getting on up there, man. Collecting and revisiting classics, man. Let me tell you. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, hit that like button for you, man. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next video. SM and I'm out. Peace.